You ready to talk about Eminem getting in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
Not really, but we might as well.
Well, I mean, we got to.
I know.
Okay, well, Eminem is getting inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and Rolling Stone. I guess I didn't tell you about this, but I found this when I was looking through the clippings for the graphics on our for our show. Rolling Stone wrote an article. It said Eminem has now been inducted to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame before countless black hip hop pioneers who have paved the way for his success. What message does this send?
Who did what?
You want me to read that again?
Yeah.
It says Eminem has now been inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame before countless black hip hop pioneers who have paved the way for his success. What message does this send?
Well, hold on. Well, let's go to a couple things because I said I was going to keep it fair. I hit my homie Andrew up, who I do the Mirror Music podcast with, and I sent him when I saw Eminem get in. I shot him the line too because he knows. Quite frankly, he's been my friend for over 20 years. He knows how I feel about this shit, and he happens to be white as well. You know, he just happens to be liberal, not racist, open minded. Kind. The way fucking human beings should be. Anyway, but he says, and this is just on the all sides of things, keeping it fair, that he got in before Soundgarden, Alice in Chains, the Dave Matthews Band, and Pat Benatar actually got in with him today, but he was saying Pat Benatar as well, and then I alerted him to the fact that Pat Benatar was inducted with him today.
Yes.
So he's getting in before white contemporaries who deserve to be in before him as well, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I don't like the way, and believe it or not, guys, I don't like the way that Rolling Stone phrased that because it's not about Eminem being white. It's about being qualified. And see, this is the issue that I had.
No, you see how they keep bringing up the whiteness, but when we bring up the whiteness, it's the issue.
Right. This is the issue I have. A Tribe Called Quest was nominated as well, and the Tribe Called Quest didn't get in. So when you talk about being qualified, their qualifications, 25 years in the game, right? Impact culturally and all of that stuff. So Coop and I thought that we should just go through both acts in their classic material. Starting with their first albums, and we're gonna count Infinite because for whatever reason they counted Infinite because you have to be 25 years in the game, and if they started at Slim Shady LP, then this would have been 2024 when he would have actually been eligible for it. So obviously they counted Infinite, and so we're gonna go. What's up?
I'm sorry, Mike. Before we do that, I actually need to talk about you and speak your praises right quick. You have caught a lot of flack for these Eminem sentiments. Now, we pulled up and we did a show and spoke about Infinite being cataloged and categorized improperly and incorrectly. And you were the first person. I don't care. You were the first person saying any sort of media channel or operation that said this is a play in a ploy to place him in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame before his time. And now look at where we are today. And people can go back to our show and document whenever it was that got changed and got categorized and cataloged differently. We spoke on it. You spoke on it specifically because you keep track of those things. And people were treating and talking about you like you were some sort of hater. No, like this is a total misrepresentation and misappropriation. We shouldn't even be discussing it because it shouldn't be happening. Like it's like I don't. It's not illegal because there's no law against it, but they are literally changing the not the finish line. They're literally changing the starting point to get him in here faster.
They're literally changing the goalposts every step of the way. And see, again, it's not, and like you said, it's not about what Rolling Stone's trying to make it about. It's about the qualification of this individual in relation to others. I mean, there's other people in other genres that seem to be a little bit more qualified too. But again, when you're crossing genres, it's a little bit more difficult to actually compare. But we're just going to compare the hip-hop people, right? And again, I know many people could go, and the way they did it, they were like pioneers. Like we're talking about, you know, early. You know what I'm saying? We're not talking about pioneers. We're talking about A Tribe Called Quest because they were on the actual ballot, right? I do want to go through some of the catalog, you know, if y'all want to rock with us real quick, and maybe y'all can give us a little bit of input too. We're going to go to Tribe's first album. How many classics would you say are on People's Instinctive? We got Pushing Along here. And stop me when you hear a classic song.
Hold on. I just want to. I mean, I obviously have it in my catalog. Just give me 1 second because I want to pull it up with you.
Yeah. Go ahead.
So I can see it. Just so I can see it, if you don't mind.
Well, I'm gonna put it on the screen for the people while you're looking for it. So we got Pushing Along, Luckalucian, and again, we're not just gonna go on records that we like because I like this whole album.
Okay, I like Luckalucian, but I don't know if it's what's.
I don't think it's a classic, no. And I love that record, and I mean, After Hours, dope record. Yeah. Footprints, dope record. That's a classic. Footprints is a classic. Okay.
Yeah, Footprints is a classic. Wouldn't you say?
I love Footprints. I mean, I think I might be biased. I Left My Wallet in El Segundo.
That's a classic. That's the song that I remember from my childhood, actually, off the album.
Okay. Public Enemy. I love that record, too. Bonita. Super classic.
Yeah, that's easy.
Can I Kick It? Classic.
That's easy.
Okay. Youthful Expressions. Rhythm, excuse me. Devoted to the Art of Moving Butts. I love that record, but not. Mr. Muhammad, Ham and Eggs. Go Ahead in the Rain. You know what? Go Ahead in the Rain is the only song on this album I don't really like.
I was thinking, what do you think of Mr. Muhammad?
I like Mr. Muhammad, but it's not a classic, though. Description of Fool is my shit. Okay. So now let's go to Infinite. Infinite, Wago, It's Okay, Tonight, 313, Maxine. You can stop me when you hear a classic song. Open Mic.
And I went back and listened to this. Open Mic was dope.
Never Far. Searching. Backstabber. Jealous Woes 2.
Yeah.
All right. I think we can live without that. Now, let's see. The Low End Theory. Shit.
We don't.
We're gonna do this.
That's what I'm saying.
Excursions. I think Excursions a classic. I think Bugging Out is a
classic. One here's a classic, Mike. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, this is one of the best hip hop albums ever made. Rap Promoter. I'll skip Rap Promoter. Butter. Classic. Verses from the Abstract. I love that record too.
You got Excursions and Bugging Out as classics, right?
Yeah, I got it. Okay. That goes without saying.
Okay.
Verses from the Abstract. Show Business. Vibes and Stuff is a classic.
I think all those songs are classic.
I'm trying to be fair here, man.
Okay. Are you just being
these are songs that we love, but I'm just saying songs that like really made a dent.
Hold on. So Excursions, Bugging Out, and Butter are definitely classics. You don't think Verses from the Abstract is classic though? That's not.
I think it is personally.
It is,
you know,
Mike. No. It is. That's just rap classic. Period. That's what I'm saying. That's not you. That's all of us. We're all I think we're all there on that. Like we should be.
I mean, are we wrong, guys? I mean, because I know people are gonna call me a hater and this and that. Yeah.
No. I mean, this is the Low End Theory. Mike.
Vibes and Stuff.
Vibes and Stuff is a classic.
That's a classic.
Okay. They were a classic, Mike.
It is.
Classic.
Check the Rhymes is a classic. Everything is Fair is one of my favorite songs, but I'm not gonna say it's a classic.
That's not a classic, but
Jazz,
that might be
classic.
That might be the record. That might be the record.
It is the record. It's my favorite record on the album.
It's my favorite record on the album too, Mike.
Scenario's clearly classic, right?
What are we talking about?
All right.
We can go to the Marshall Mathers LP.
Now let's go to we're going to the Slim Shady LP. This is where we're at. Hi, My Name Is that a classic?
To who? That's what I'm saying. Where does that get played?
Is that a hip hop classic? Let's say that. No. Guilty Conscience.
Yeah, I'll give it that.
Okay. Brain Damage.
I like Brain Damage, actually.
I like Brain Damage. It's not a classic, though.
It's a really dope record, but you're right.
Yeah, there's a lot of Tribe records that I skipped over that were dope records, you know.
Fair enough.
See, this is the thing. We're not going to move the goalpost, man. Like, it's either a record that made some impact or it's not. Okay. Paul, if I had, 97 Bonnie and Clyde.
Bonnie and Clyde, maybe.
It's good. It's a good song, but is it a classic though? Bitch. Role Model.
Maybe Role Model.
Okay, if we're gonna put verses from the abstract, I guess Role Model.
Yeah.
Lounge.
No.
My Fault.
Yeah. No.
Ken Caff.
That's another skit.
Yeah, another skit. Come On Everybody. I hate that song. Rock Bottom. It's a decent song, but not a classic.
No.
Just Don't Give a Fuck.
That's better, maybe.
But classic to who, like you said?
Classic and what? Yeah.
Soap. As the World Turns. I'm Shady. Bad Meets Evil.
No, I think that's like, isn't it getting to extended version when you do that?
Yeah. I'm trying to help.
The album ends, I think, like on the original one is like As the World Turns or I'm Shady, something like that. I think the original version, yeah.
Okay. All right. So now,
how many Eminem songs do we get? Are we at? Because I know we got at least like 10.
So we're at 2 Eminem songs and 13 Tribe songs. Now we're at Midnight Marauders. So, Steve, Stir It Up. I love Stir It Up. That's not a classic. Award Tour is kind of a classic. 8 Million Stories. I'm trying to be fair here. I mean, I like the song.
We can say that 8 Million Stories is not like a classic, but
what about Suck a Nigga?
That is.
It is.
Yes, it is. That's what I'm saying.
Midnight. I love Midnight.
I think Midnight is a borderline classic too, Mike. I agree.
I love Midnight. I'm not gonna. You know what? If we're gonna give Role Model, and I think they want us to give it to Rock Bottom. If we're all right, this is what I tell you guys in the group. If we're gonna give it to Rock Bottom, Midnight's got to get it.
I just work here.
We Can Get Down. I love that record too, but nah. Electric Relaxation, classic.
That's easy.
Clap Your Hands. Oh my God.
Yeah. Oh my God, the classic.
Oh my God's a classic.
Oh my God's a classic.
Keep It Rolling. The only song I really don't like on Midnight Marauders.
It's just cool.
The Chase. I love The Chase, but it's not a classic.
But
Lyrics to Go is a classic.
Classic.
God Lives Through is a classic.
Classic.
All right. And now we're on to the album that I guess most people were waiting on. The Marshall Mathers LP. Kill You.
I think people would say that, yeah.
Kill You's a classic?
Fans of his would say that, yes.
Is it a hip-hop classic, man?
I'm just telling you, the way that you feel about Midnight.
Okay. If I gave Midnight, that's fair.
How I feel about Lyrics to Go and the way you feel about Midnight.
You know, if I put Kill You, if I played Kill You and then I played Midnight, it would be an ugly scene. But you could have it.
Be a 187.
Right. Stan, of course.
That's easy.
Who Knew? Nah.
And Close but No Cigar.
Yeah, Steve Berman. The Way I Am, okay.
Yep.
The Real Slim Shady.
I don't think you're going to allow that, Mike.
I'm Slim Shady. Yes, I'm the real Shady. I'm cool on that. Remember Me. No. Good song, but it's not a classic.
No, yeah, it's just good.
I'm Back. No. Didn't age well.
No.
Marshall Mathers.
No.
Another skit, Drug Ballad. No. Amityville. Probably my favorite verse from him. I don't know if it's a classic.
No.
Amityville's a classic. Okay, I'm fine with that because I like Amityville.
Yeah, we can give Amityville some love.
And I refuse to give him Bitch Please too, because that's not his song. I'm sorry. I can't
Let her know
do
how you
it.
feel about Bitch Please too. I'm not
Can't
even
do
saying.
that. I cannot do that.
Are we giving him Kim?
No. No.
But then we're not giving him Under the Influence or Criminal either, because Kim is better than those.
Man with the super chat says Tribe got way more timeless music over Eminem. Well, we're just gonna do the numbers, because again,
let the music do the talking.
We're gonna let the music do the talking. We're not talking about any of the other stuff that everybody else is talking. They want to say that we're hating on such and such because of such and such. This is the music. This is the music. All right, so now we're going on to Beats, Rhymes, and Life. We're just going 4 albums in, guys. Phony Rappers, not a classic. Get a Hold, classic.
You know how I feel about Get a Hold.
Great record, man.
Whew.
Motivators, nah. Jam, nah. Crew, nah. The Pressure, nah. Once again, I like the song, not a classic. See, we're being fair here.
Hold on, because I was about to say, Once Again is better than a lot of the M stuff that we call classic. I still enjoy Once Again.
I love Once Again.
It's just not, it's not award tour or, scenario or jazz.
We're moving the goalpost, sounds like, huh, if we don't let Once Again in. Because it seems like what you're saying, and I agree with you, that if Once Again was on one of Eminem's albums, then it would have made it.
That's what I'm saying. Like, how about this? If Once Again isn't on a Tribe or Outkast album, it's a hip-hop classic.
Okay. I love Once Again. I thought it was just me.
I love Once Again, too. I love Once Again.
Okay. Once Again, Mind Power, The Hop.
I like The Hop. What you think?
I like The Hop a lot, too. It's not a classic, though.
Okay.
Keeping It Moving. Baby Fife's Return.
This is where the albums really started to actually kind of like...
Yeah. Separate Together. What Really Goes On. Wordplay. Stressed Out. Faith Evans.
Maybe Stressed Out,
but
I didn't like Stressed Out. I didn't love Faith's vocals on Stressed Out. What are your thoughts?
Yeah.
I feel like she kind of mailed the vocals in.
The Eminem Show.
I feel like they mailed a lot of these tracks in.
They did.
Yeah.
Okay, the Eminem Show. Business, no.
Hold on.
Cleaning Out My Closet.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I skipped White America. No.
It doesn't matter if you skipped it.
Yeah, Business. Cleaning Out My Closet. No. Square Dance.
I like Square Dance.
I do, too. Is it a classic, though?
I don't know. Square Dance is pretty fucking dope. It is.
Okay. Soldier.
I like Soldier, but I don't think it's a classic.
It's my favorite song on this album. But it's not a classic.
There are people out here, so...
Yeah. I know the Eminem fans will want us to say it's a classic, so you know what? We'll give you that. And... Huh?
Yeah, we can give it to them because I know how people feel about the record, even though I don't necessarily feel that. But yeah.
Say Goodbye to Hollywood, no. Drips, no. Without Me, no. Sing for the Moment, yes.
Yeah, I give him that.
Superman, yes.
That might be my favorite. Superman might be my favorite. The Way I Am and Superman are probably my favorite M records.
Haley's Song, Steve Berman.
No.
When the Music Stops, Say What You Say.
I like Say What You Say. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's dope.
Till I Collapse.
Yep.
Another dope record. My Dad's Going Crazy.
Actually, what do you think about My Dad's Going Crazy? I mean, he took it there.
We can give him that.
Yeah, we can give him that.
That's 13. And I think most of his stuff came off of this album.
Yeah, most of it came on this album, about like half of it.
Yeah. Dumb It Down with the super chat says, Tribe got way more classic songs. You don't have to skip any of the Eminem dope tracks to prove your point. He has more classic songs than y'all say. Okay, what are we missing? Because by this tally or whatever, and you guys probably were counting at home as well, by this tally we got like 22 to 13. And I think that Anybody could tell you that if we're gonna really get picky here, songs like Jazz, Check the Rhyme,
Award
songs
tour.
like Bonita Applebum,
Can
Award Tour, Electric Relaxation. Eminem doesn't have records that rival any of that in the importance of this culture altogether.
He
Correct?
doesn't have I Left My Wallet in El Segundo.
Can I kick it?
Yes, you can.
I'm just saying. You know? And so what we have to ask ourselves is, why exactly is somebody who is 9 years after an impactful group like this getting credence into an institution over a group whose impact is like far greater musically, and they have 9 years in the game over him? We're talking about scenario. We're talking about the low end theory. We're talking about a group that created a full subgenre of hip hop, meshing that whole jazz and hip hop sound perfectly. I know it were people who did it before them, but what they did on the low end theory, excuse me, that created the outcasts of the world. That created the roots. That created the lane that people like Common, Kanye, Pharrell live on. So my thing is, like me and Cooper talking about earlier, man, like, why do we even care about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame if they're gonna vote in someone who doesn't have those credentials over somebody like a Tribe? And I'm not saying that Eminem shouldn't get in there at all. What I'm saying is, you get in there when you're on the same ballot as a Tribe Called Quest, and Tribe doesn't get that consideration over somebody who they clearly have a better catalog than, and somebody who they have so much tenure over. They were retiring when he was getting in the game. They were cemented 3 classics in before he was even getting in the game. And, I don't know. It's just it's unfortunate that people still don't see it. And again, it's not even a knock to Eminem, because I think he should get in there, but there's some people who should be in there first.
Starting with the Tribe Called Quest, seeing how they were available to get put in today. So
I didn't think they were going to do it like this, Coop. I thought they were at least going to put Tribe in to make us comfortable with the fact that Eminem got in so early, and the fact that they snuck him in there 2 years before he should have really been eligible in the first place.
Well, let's just call it what it is. And it goes back to some of the behind the scenes conversation, and this is what I've said on my side about the cosign and how dangerous the cosign is. Mm-hmm. And hold on. This is why I won't listen to Bruno Mars and Anderson .Paak's album, even though I love Anderson .Paak. Like, this is why, because I'm not allowing any more cosigns of people who culturally appropriate us any longer. It's like I'm literally only dealing with the people who are already there. So it's like, no, I'm dealing with Eminem and Justin Timberlake and No, I'm not dealing with no new motherfuckers doing this. Like, no, because it's been going on too long. And what really needs to happen, first and foremost, to keep this from happening, and I'm going to go ahead and revisit this again properly, just so people understand. And this is what I've always tried to submit to you about how important this cosign has been. It's like, no, we invited him to the barbecue when we signed him to Unsigned Hype in The Source. We invited him to the barbecue when he signed with Dr. Dre. We invited him to the barbecue when he signed 50. We have to be very, very careful about who we choose and how we move, because this is what happens when we move in that manner. And you would think historically, like, this has been done to us so much historically, that you think that we would fucking know better by now. But apparently we don't. And so what we need to do, at least on this side, musically and culturally, is highlight how when you put a white person in America, even in a black sphere where blacks dominate, in any sort of position of influence and authority and power, the powers that be that are mostly white are going to see to it that that white person or white group ascends to authority, power, acclaim, credibility, money, success, fame, fortune. Go ahead and run it down the line quicker than a fucking blackface. Let's just call that shit what it is. That is the reality of what we're dealing with. And what needs to stop happening is that people like Drake and Kanye need to stop co-signing Jack Harlow so quickly, because that's exactly how Eminem is getting inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame before a Tribe Called Quest, when the motherfucker don't even deserve to be on the ballot.
Listen, you said a lot, and we're going to get to Jack Harlow, and I agree with you 100%. And as much as I love A Tribe Called Quest, I'm a fan for life. I listen to their music all the time, but you guys need to be mad about this. And, you know, and there comes a time when we gotta.
Q-Tip need to say something.
Yeah, there comes a time where we gotta stop being the bigger man and this and that. Q-Tip needs to be mad about this. Ali Shaheed needs to be mad about this. Jerobi needs to be mad about this. Pharrell needs to be mad about this. Kanye West, 3000, Big Boy, all of you guys, anybody who, yeah, Black Thought, whoever, Questlove, you're the new darling of the,
Black Star.
Yeah, Questlove, you're the new darling of the industry. You should be pissed off about this.
All of y'all.
All of y'all.
The low end theory.
And we can't sit here. We can't sit here and let Tribe get fucked over. And obviously, if you don't care about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, you shouldn't really. But what's done is done. And this stuff is going to be televised and it's going to be immortalized in this museum, whether you guys like it or not. Now, granted, the Hip-Hop Hall of Fame is starting, and I was talking to JT Thompson at the Hip-Hop Hall of Fame today. They're breaking ground on it. It's going to be in Manhattan. It's going to be in Midtown. They got a Hall of Fame. They're going to have an event space. They got to have hotels, residential spots. It's going to be a whole thing, and we're going to cover that, and it's on the public to make that whole thing important, too. I'm going to have some more details on that, and we'll probably have JT Thompson come on the show to talk about that further, as well as that, you know, as everything gets closer. But it's on the public and the hip-hop public to make that a more important thing than this Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. But in the meantime, while this is happening, and, you know, you even see Jay-Z goes to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and does an acceptance speech, and he doesn't go anywhere. So that's adding credibility to these institutions. And so at the end of the day, I need Tribe and the people who come from Tribe to be pissed off about this. Period. Because you shouldn't take this line down. Straight up, we shouldn't be the only people mad about this, because this is some bullshit. Period. LP says, with super chat, he says, Jay Dilla killed Tribe sound, so he added consequence. Also, Cleaning Out My Closet is a classic. LOL, y'all downplaying some of his hits.
I said Cleaning Out My Closet.
Yeah, we gave him Cleaning Out My Closet. LP also says, Hall of Fame should be chronicalized with a few exceptions. How is Jay-Z in the Writers Hall of Fame before Rakim or Tupac? It's popularity based. 007 says, disregard race. When you get on the mic, you get on the mic. Eminem is a perfect example of a rapper who fell short regardless of usage of talent. Not top 5. Let the music speak for itself. Like I said, I don't care about, you know, what color you are and all that. Just be qualified. Be qualified to be nominated over a group like A Tribe Called Quest to any institution. If we talking about music in general, we talking about pop impact or whatever their criteria is, be credible enough if you came 9 years after a group like A Tribe Called Quest to be able to trump that. That's all I'm saying. And if y'all could show me somewhere in Eminem's resume that doesn't have anything to do with his marketing and numbers and shit like that, where he should be put in before a group like A Tribe Called Quest, let me know. Some bullshit, man. But again, like I said, Coop, I've been warning people about stuff like this for 10 years.
No, Mike, you've been saying this for so long, and today is like I can't take any more of this. Like I really can't. I can't take any more of this. Like, we should not even be having, I want people to understand this. We should not even be having this conversation because he shouldn't even be on the ballot. This should be a day. Listen to how this show is really supposed
The
to.
artists themselves should have spoke out about him even being on the ballot.
No, listen to what I'm saying. Like, today's show should have been the type of glorious day where we're handing Black Star a 5, handing Ransom a 4.5, and handing Tribe Called Quest some long overdue flowers about being the reason that groups like Black Star exist.
Exactly. And rest in peace
to
Fire.
To be playing today, but because of how things work systemically and institutionally, even within a business where the blacks generate the revenue and dominate the culture and the sound and literally every part of it until it gets to, signing fucking documents and making money and paying people and being that type of boss, including some of these people who y'all think are bosses. When it gets to that point, then you start to see who really run it. And so I want people to understand that the only way to stop shit like this is the people. The people is the only way to stop this shit.
Yeah. And if the people stop caring about anything that the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame does in regard to hip hop specifically and shift that support over to the Hip Hop Hall of Fame that is about to be erected, did I say that wrong? About to be, whatever. Y'all know what I mean. That's about to be built.
That, no, erected is what?
Yeah.
Erected is what?
It just sounded wrong. That's where change really happens. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to OG TK Cole Super Chat. He says, looking at the comments, it's always white people who say disregard race. Get out of here. I used to manage the outsiders. I know the real deal. Shout out to you, OG TK.
Right.
Tell us the real deal. You should come on for an interview.
Yeah, no. We definitely would love to talk to you.
007 says, do you blame Dre for how Eminem's viewed?
Yes. He has something to do with this.
There is no Eminem without Dre's cosign.
Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. Being careful about the cosign and where we take the cosign, because it's like how about this? Dre should have been the main one that was like, oh no, we got to keep you on some rap shit though, to make this solid. Dressing up like Batman and Robin and shit. That's what I'm talking about. It's like, well, no. You co-sign it to the point that you end up jumping in his boat. No. He's supposed to be jumping in your boat.
Dre changed up his whole sound production-wise to fit with Eminem's style, to mask the fact that Eminem can't rap over no real hip-hop shit.
I don't believe that. That's what I'm saying. Is no, I believe he can rap over phone tap and over.
He can't make hits that way. Let me say it like that.
Okay, you could be correct in saying something with
because
that,
his audience, the people who fuck with him like that, ain't listening to phone tap.
Any Man is a hip hop beat. That's what I'm saying.
Oh yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
But it ain't no hit. Any Man's not showing up on any of his projects.
How about this? Any Man's a classic though.
I'm with that.
In hip hop terms, Any Man is a classic and more classic than most of the stuff that you'll find on his album.
No, straight up. Nas the GOAT says Eminem getting in before Nas is problematic. Sure it is. But again, we're talking about the fact that A Tribe Called Quest was actually on the ballot. Now, when Nas gets on the ballot, we'll have that conversation and it's going to be very interesting. The fact that Eminem's in there before Nas anyway. I think they're not even just gonna let Nas in.
Jay's 2 years after Nas, not before.
Yeah. Well-versed Sessions with the super chat. Shout out to you. So again, like I said, man, it's not a good look, and I know Eminem's probably gonna go out there, accept it, and what he's gonna do, he's gonna give all of because they're already putting it out there in the air. Rolling Stone is about him getting in before all these pioneering black artists. He's going to go out there and shout out Big Daddy Kane, Cool G Rap, Rakim, everybody that he should shout out. And people are going to be like, oh, it's okay. It's not okay. And again, I need Tribe to be mad about this, just like how Q-Tip spazzed out on the Grammy committee when they didn't give them that Grammy, when they told them to come out there and do that performance. Spaz on this in the same way. We got your back. Straight up. Pharrell, you need to be mad too. As much as you gush over Tribe, as we all do, you should be offended by this.
So we have these two black archetypes that we need to address Like and they're like known black archetypes. One of them is called cool pose, Mike. That's where the black man is too cool to be concerned or worried about anything. Cool pose happens most often in hip hop. It happens way too often in hip hop. I need people to take like their cool pose off. Some of that cool pose that I'm talking about when Lupe Fiasco is talking about the cool, like the whole theme of that, some of that is coming from the concept of cool pose. That's something that gets discussed in African American diaspora classes around the nation. The cool pose of the black man who's got a cigarette in his mouth and likes to lean a little bit when he talks, and always knows how to get the most beautiful of the women, and is always driving a nice car. Matter of fact, the guy that Bruno Mars is playing in the 24 karat video, that's cool pose. No, that's cool.
No,
pose.
You're right.
No,
it's kind of like, it reminds me of those billboards, and I'm aging myself. You remember those cool cigarettes back in the day with the camera and all that shit?
Yeah, my aunts used to smoke cools. Yeah. Yeah, so there's that part of this that just needs to stop, so that the appropriation and the ascension, the unnecessary or it's an unearned ascension. That's what it is. It's an unearned ascension that happens because of the cool pose. But here's also the other side of it. There's still that need for some reason, even in a community and in an environment where we've shown that financially we do not need white people to thrive or survive. For some reason, we still have this concept, and it's so psychologically and fundamentally broken. It's sad that I'm discussing this on a hip hop show, but we be looking for the acceptance of white people still. After all these years and all the things that have been done to us, we still create viable entities for us to make money where we actually don't need them, and we still try to find a way to include them to make more money, and we end up losing our souls in the process. And literally, W.E.B. Du Bois is talking about this in The Souls of Black Folks. That's fucking 1902. We need to do fucking better.
It's all about everybody respecting everybody in their craft. Like I said, just come through qualified. That's it, man. Like, cause let's be real. Let's be 100%.
Tell these niggas do better. Tell these weak ass niggas do better. For real.
Yeah. Cause let's keep it real, man. You know what? At the end of the day,
so real quick for a white person with some talent, it's like they'll lose all their blackness as soon as a white person with talent. Is that a person that's not black with talent? Oh, we about to sell a lot of records, make a lot of money. Let me go ahead and sign off. Where's the devil at? Let me go ahead and sign this shit. Fuck out of here.
Listen, man. If Eminem had Tribe's catalog and Tribe had Eminem's catalog, I would be fine with this decision. And that's just the bottom line.
Conversation, if that was it, the music would be there.
Yeah,
I tell people all the time. You want to know what? And I say this. If
Eminem made a war tour, Eminem made Bonita, I would be fine. If Eminem made Electric Relaxation, I'd be fine.
I say this all the time about Justin Timberlake. I'm like, well, I was like, at least he, knows how to make the record.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
Gets with the right people to do it. The execution's there. Can't hate on that. Tabernacle with the super chat says, today is a great day. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is officially dead. Add another one to M's kill list. LOL. Yes, that's a good hashtag. Hashtag Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is dead. For all the people that follow us on Twitter.
I hate it for him, but he's just benefited from these things so much. And then we have this Jack Harlow thing bubbling, where it seems like there's a concerted effort to make him the next Eminem. And to that, I say, fuck no.
No, we'll see. We've seen this game played out, and so people are kind of hip to what's going on with Jack Harlow before it really happens. Did you see that NBA playoff game? It was the Celtics game, and they had like a whole segment with the damn referees. They had the referees mic'd up talking about Jack Harlow. Get the fuck out of here, man.
No, I missed that.
Get all the way the fuck out of here. Did you see that?
No.
Yeah. They had the referees. They were mic'd up. So no. This is what happened. The referees was mic'd up, and you know how they pan to whatever celebrities in the audience. They pan to Jack Harlow, and the referee's like, "Who's Jack Harlow? Where's Jack Harlow? This and that." Come on, man. Cut it out. LP with the super chat says, it's not just them. When did BET give Rakim a longevity award? The Source gives Tribe an award. Vibe to KRS. Jay didn't speak out and say LL should have gone first or Tribe. It's the institutions. It is the institutions. But at the end of the day, these institutions, whoever owns them, they're ran based on the fans and the fan support. If the fans ain't rocking with a certain institution, that institution becomes decredentialized. You don't have any weight out here if the people ain't behind you. When people stop rocking with the source like that, the source was done.
Yep.
No matter who owned it.
When we stopped reading it and stopped trusting the reviews, it was over.
Yeah. When people stopped watching BET for music like that, it was done. Brian says, I'd appreciate a real review of Relapse. It's my second favorite Eminem album. It's creative, best production on the Eminem album. It's aged beautifully into a cult classic. Give it a chance. You'll be surprised. I like that album, actually. But again, we're grading on his scale.
I would put Relapse behind the Marshall Mathers LP and the Eminem Show, but ahead of the Slim Shady LP and Marshall Mathers 2 LP. And so
he just doesn't have a really good catalog overall when it comes to the peers that he is, matched up with.
More black people need to say something. See, like, and I want you to understand something is like, you remember when Little Richard used to come out and talk about how everybody stole from him and it came off as bitter?
Mm-hmm.
That's because the media allowed it to come off as bitter.
Exactly.
It wasn't bitter. Stop letting the media and quite frankly, black men in positions of authority and power in this business who you should not trust. Like, I love Dr. Dre as a music producer, but it's like, I don't give a fuck if we get invited to like any Interscope brunch or any Rock Nation brunch, because it's like, I can look at you niggas' track record. It's like, oh, well, you ain't really the type of nigga I'd like to fuck with like that anyway. How about that?
We're not here for that. You know what I'm saying? We're here to talk about hip hop and be honest about it. Like, there's people who get behind these microphones and they want to build up their following, build up their subscribers so they can get invited to a brunch or some shit. We're not here to do that. If you want to invite us to a brunch based on what we do and you want to talk some real shit, cool. But we're not here for that kind of clout. We're here to talk to the people and talk about these conversations that we have privately, publicly, because they need to be talked about. And I hate the fact that, some of our legends are so humble in the fact that they're going to let people just steamroll over them. And that's one of the reasons I love Kanye. Kanye does not let you sit there and take away from his accomplishments.
So that's that other part of it. And I say this as a Christian, Mike, and I say this as somebody raised in the South and raised Baptist pretty much for the most part. And I'm going to say this carefully. Like, I ain't one of those, there's going to be a brighter day, turn the other cheek Christian Mikes. I'm one of them Christians that's kind of like Mike, the disciple Peter cut off this dude's ear one time. I'm one of them type of Christians. Like, fuck with me if you want to.
I mean, you kind of got to be.
Like, and that's how some of these black men need to start behaving in this. Like, it'd be funny how people be talking like all this gangster, like all this tough talk. And then when it's like really time to be a gangster, which is about your money and about your legacy, they be on some old humble pie, super religious, like,
that's right.
I'd be like, no, where the gloves at?
Right. We gangster in every other standpoint. Put the thumbs up in the chat, man, so more people can see this live, because we getting real live right now. DeCarlo, yeah, I meant Recovery. I didn't mean the Relapse. I didn't like Relapse like that. Recovery was the album. Ryan Gillum with the super chat says, I'd rather listen to Iggy Azalea before I listen to Jack Harlow. We're gonna get on Jack Harlow in a second.
Was Recovery the one where he had like the cover was like all the pills coming together to make like an image of him, or was that Relapse?
Nah, I think Recovery was the one where he was walking away. Relapse was the one where he had all the pills.
Okay, so Relapse is the one I'm talking about. Production wise, that was really
well, solid. I go back and listen to both of them, man. But when we talk about hip hop music and people who move the needle, we shouldn't even have to be this confused about his catalog. Now, you guys listen to us week to week, bi-weekly or whatever. We know a lot about a lot of hip-hop music, right? And the fact that we're confused about Eminem album covers lets you know how much of a dent this shit made in the culture. Very little.
No, so, and also understand, so listen to the whole narrative. Remember what happened when Snoop was like, And you brought this up to me behind the scenes, Mike. Remember when you told me? Remember how Snoop caught flack when he's like, "I can live without Eminem's music."
Exactly.
He's being honest. Snoop older than us.
We all feel like that.
He was raised on Rakim and NWA
Slick
and
Rick
and Slick Rick. Like, he don't listen to Eminem. He don't.
You know, we were just talking about this. Listen to him. We were just talking about this last episode or 2 episodes ago. I hate the fact that Doggy Style and The Chronic isn't on my streaming platforms anymore. I miss it. I need that. If all the Eminem shit went away, I'd be okay.
Told you.
I would never miss it. I would never miss if the Marshall Mathers LP I could never stream it again. I'd be fine with that. But yes, again, man.
Hold on 1 second, Mike. I'm listening. But go ahead.
I was just gonna say, man, we need our legends to step up, and I would love for a Tribe Called Quest to say something about this, because honestly, man, it's gone too far at this point. And everybody in the chat, man, we need you to put the thumbs up, man. We're going to actually move on to the next subject in a second. What were we about? Oh, we're going to talk about this Kendrick double album. Are you ready to talk about that?
Apparently. I mean, is it set in stone that it's a double? Okay.
Oh, no. We're going to talk about we don't know anything about this Kendrick album. He's just giving people little nuggets and stuff. We'll talk about the fact that people think it's a double album. Shout out to Shakara Speaks with the super chat. He said, Coop just spoke the truth that the ancestors love. Those industry black men cannot be not be the stabber for our values, especially when it comes to protecting your culture. Oh, you went and got Doggy Style? That's a classic right there. Yes, but this is the thing. You're right.
That's why you're supposed to keep it.
Do they not want to protect their own culture? That's the problem. Or what are you in this for? Because honestly, if we're in it for the culture, when things like this happen and history gets reworked by the institutions, I expect you to speak up. Because many of you individuals who I grew up listening to are the reason why I'm so vocal about this shit. And I don't like seeing our heroes sitting there being silent when we're trying to sit here and defend it. We're trying to defend history here.
Look, that's Black Star's first album, Mike.
Yeah.
I'm a fan.
I recognize that.
Yeah.
I bought that shit too. I had that disc. So when Talib said what he said today, or said what he said on NPR, I was like, damn, Nick.
I don't appreciate that shit. Right. I still have a copy of your CD sitting in my case.
Yeah.
Right next. Yeah.
I got the physical. You act like I went intentionally to Universal and gave them some money behind your back or something.
Right, you think I did it too. You like, no, man, I still got your CD sitting in my garage.
Right. Andre Shashir in the building. He said, man, M can spit, but his music never moved me. All eyes on me.
Book one.
Jay Short with the super chat, he said, you guys did the breakdown of the Slim Shady LP. His OG fans can't even do that.
They don't want to do that because it just didn't hold up well. And it's not like a slight when your stuff doesn't hold up well.
It just is what it is. Because if we were to go through DMX's It's Dark and Hell is Hot, we were like, ooh, yo, that was some heat. It's different. Mad Max with the super chat says, double album trash except for like 5 historically. Yeah, we'll get into that too. 007 with the super chat says, y'all dedicated a whole half of your show properly educating on legends, catalog, impact, importance, legacy. The way people know who's who starts in the 80s. It's real.